If you're an artist and you have a Shopify store right now, I want you to think about something. Let's say 100 people visited your store this week. In a normal online store, maybe 2 or 3 of them will buy something. That means that 97 people looked at your art, looked at your products, and then left. Now ask yourself this: do you have any way to reach those 97 people ever again? Because if you don't, then every hour you spent creating content and every dollar you spent on ads to get those people to your store were basically wasted. It's like you got them to your door, they walked in, they looked around, and then they walked out and you're never going to see them again. And this is the thing that I see nobody talk about when they tell you to build a Shopify store. They talk about themes and product pages and how to make it look nice. But nobody mentions that the vast majority of people who visit your store are not going to buy on their first visit. And that doesn't mean you're doing a bad job. That's literally how online shopping works. Just think about your own buying behavior, right? How many times have you visited a website, just looked at something, and then closed the tab? And it's not because you didn't want it. It's just because you weren't ready yet and you were just browsing. Maybe you wanted to think about it for longer and maybe you were going to come back later. But then you never did because you forgot. And that's what's happening on your store right now too. Every single day, people who are genuinely interested in your art are visiting, looking, and then leaving. And because you have no way to follow up with them, that interest just evaporates. And tomorrow you have to start from scratch trying to get a whole new batch of strangers to find you. And that cycle is exhausting. And that's the reason that most artists feel like they're on a treadmill. You're basically constantly creating content trying to drive traffic. You're chasing that next visitor because you can't hold on to the ones that you already had. So here's what I did in my store that changed everything. And it sounds very simple, but almost no artist is actually doing it. You need to try to capture the email of every visitor before they can leave your site. Because once you have someone's email, you actually own that relationship. You can reach out to them next week, next month, whenever you launch something new. Whenever you run a sale, you don't have to hope the algorithm shows your content again. You just send them an email and it lands in their inbox. And now you don't have to rely on the algorithm, you don't have to pray for views. You literally have a direct link to someone who already told you that they were interested in what you have to sell. And here's where most artists mess this up, because the standard advice is just to put a pop-up on your website that says like, oh, get 20% off your order, and then just call it a day. And I need to be real with you, that actually doesn't work for most artists, because everyone does that. Every single Shopify store has that same pop-up. Your visitors have seen it 1,000 times on 1,000 different websites, and they're closing it without even thinking. So it's basically invisible to them at this point. And just honestly think about it from the buyer's perspective, right? They just discovered your store for the first time through like a TikTok, and they don't even know if they like your products yet. And then you're immediately asking them for their email in exchange for a discount on something they didn't even decide that they want. Instead, you want to offer something that a visit would actually want. Something valuable enough on its own that giving their email actually feels like a fair trade. And this is something called a lead magnet. The idea is very simple, right? You give away something genuinely useful for free in exchange for their email. Just think about it like Costco. They're literally giving you a sample of what it feels like to own the product. If the sample is good, then you want the full thing. So let me explain what this actually looks like for artists. Let's say you sell prints, right? You could give away a free phone wallpaper or a desktop background that matches your art style. If you sell sticker packs, then give away 2 or 3 digital files for the stickers for free. And when you're delivering those files, you can also give them a promo code that gives them more stickers on their first order. Or if you're selling commissions, give away a free behind the scenes PDF showing